Welcome everyone to our last webinar of today. I'm really happy to be back with you for our last speaker, Martijn Schimmer from AMCS Group, who will talk a little bit about C&D waste collection. He prepared a really nice webinar, which I'm really happy to show to you in a second. But let me first tell you how much fun the first day of EREC was, and thanks a lot to all our speakers going forward. And yeah, I'm happy to see you on the next days. We will be here until Friday every day from around 9 to around 5 p.m. So we will have a lot of different topics, and you can of course find all of the webinars on erec.info under the recordings tab. And yeah, you can of course watch all of the others we had today and register for the ones we will have in the future days. So I would say I'll hand the word over to Martin and start the video. It's his stage. Have fun and see you later.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the presentation of AMCS Waste Planner Lite for construction and demolition waste. Almost 600 million tons of construction and demolition waste is annually generated in the US and 400 million tons in Europe. That is 1 billion tons combined. That makes construction and demolition waste the largest waste stream by weight worldwide. Targets have been set for recovery to as high as 70%, and actions mentioned in the European Circular Economy Action Plan specifically point towards an improved collection and improved waste logistics. In today's presentation, we will focus on the end-of-life phase, the collection of material streams that arise from renovation and demolition work. For these streams, it is important to establish suitable processing methods and logistics to close the material loops as much as possible. The planning of the collection of C&D waste is an area of possible improvement, as it remains a manual task in a lot of waste companies. Processes are supported by back-end systems, of course, but the real challenge lies in the correct planning of the waste collection. AMCS has delivered solutions for the optimization of waste collection to most of the largest waste and recycling companies in the world. Companies like Suez, Veolia, Alba, Renewi, and Recology. And what we have learned over the past decades, we have now used for designing a best practice solution for mid-sized waste collectors. And this has resulted in an end-to-end solution that is easy to implement, SaaS-graded, and fit for purpose. Today, I will present our solution for waste collection for C&D waste with AMCS Waste Planner Lite, a complete pre-configured planning solution based on AMCS 35 years experience in this field. Hi, my name is Martijn Schimmer. First, a bit about myself. I'm 48 years young, happily married, and a father to 2 energetic boys. I'm an enthusiastic golfer, amateur cook, tennis player, race bike adventurist, and lately I've had my first lessons in kite surfing. I'm with AMCS since 2010, and I'm heading the sales department in the Central region, which is Benelux, German-speaking countries, France, and some other countries. I have a vast knowledge of the route and fleet planner optimization solutions, including the web portals and mobile solutions. I've made an overview of today's topics. We've just covered the introduction, and after this overview, I will discuss the complexities in C&D waste logistics. Further, I've made an overview of a day in the life of a planner and the challenge and complexities he or she runs into. This will lead to the next part of the presentation that explains how AMCS dynamically optimizes the collection of C&D. And after that part, I will explain the building blocks of the AMCS Waste Planner Lite solution, the business value for you as a customer, and I will finish the presentation with the business case of one of our existing customers. So, what makes C&D waste logistics complex? Well, the complexity lies in the combination of planning various moving parts. What does that mean? Well, it means you need to take into account various order and job types, the time windows. Is it a pickup order, swapping a container, or delivery to a new customer? Is it an ad hoc order for a customer that needs to be serviced immediately? Or is it a service with a dedicated emptying and return of the container to the customer? Can I use a trailer? And if so, where can the driver drop off the trailer when he needs to go into a city center for a job? When does he collect the trailer again? Or is the trailer collected by another vehicle? What type of container can I plan on the truck? And can the container be stacked? When does the driver drop off empty containers? And finally, what restrictions and rules and regulations do apply? To keep track and take into account all of these prerequisites makes C&D waste logistics complex. And that is not even considering the day-to-day operation a planner deals with during the day of execution. To this purpose, I've made an overview of the day of a planner at an actual customer of AMCS and how they run their dispatch and work order process operation. Well, I better say how they did run their operation before AMCS helped them with their digital transformation. The process starts with order taking and printing of the orders. And after this, the planner manually created the routes for the next day. And of course, she has to take various calls during the days from customers who want to know how late the driver will be there. And for this, she needs to talk to the driver and ask him how far he is on his route. Then she needs to mark that on the printed route sheet to determine how far the driver is, and then call back the customer with an ETA. And further, she needs to assist the driver when an address is not correct, or he or she cannot find the address, or the order is cancelled altogether. Make corrections to the order and put that into the ERP. When a driver returns at the end of the day, she needs to scan all the delivery notes, put them into the ERP, and maybe even email them to the customer. She also needs to fulfill urgent orders during the day and add them to the planning. She needs to notify the driver he has an extra order. The driver will plan the order himself in the best way fit, and if a vehicle breaks down during the day, she needs to call the customers telling them that the driver will be late, and she needs to replan these orders on the other collection vehicles, asking the drivers to work a bit longer that day, leading to overtime. Finally, at the end of the day, she then needs to work through the debriefing sheets and make the necessary changes if possible at all. Fill in start end times of drivers, call drivers who have not filled this in, and then finally, she can mark the orders as finished. A process that even with the best intentions and procedures will lead to various mistakes and extra cost. In every company, we've encountered the same challenges and consequences. And due to the manual operation, there is a poor customer service level. No overview of the daily operation, no ability to quickly address customer questions. And due to the way of working, many mistakes are made, and this leads to a low margin of, better say, profitability of the operation. But there's also lacking insight on cost per order, poor view on the resource utilization, and the planners are frustrated because the current process is labor intensive. Planning and dispatch is a hard job, and it's almost impossible to provide customers with the correct ETA. And this leads to the question, can this be done differently? Yes, it can. We at AMCS have been doing so for many years, and we understand how we need to work together with the customer to implement the necessary changes. AMCS has developed a fully automatic planning solution that is tightly integrated with the day of operation. The planning is based on advanced and real-time optimization functionalities with a real-time visibility of the execution. And what does that mean? The order for the next day are planned automatically based on the information received from the ERP, like address, time window, type of order, etc. The planning receives information on availability of vehicles, drivers, containers, and all other types of constraints and restrictions. The information is imported in the AMCS Waste Planner system that is fully pre-configured as a black box. The orders run through the system and are planned automatically on the correct date. All the planned orders are displayed in the planning. The system gives immediately visibility on the ETA at the customer, automatically adds urgent orders to the existing plan and sends these to the driver. It shows the planners which routes are running behind on schedule, giving the planner the ability to proactively make changes to the route and inform customers. So, how does the system work? How do we dynamically plan construction and demolition waste? The algorithm that runs in the background takes all of the orders, vehicles, depots, etc., as well as the constraints into account, and AMCS, in cooperation with the customer and based on best practice, has put a cost on these orders, vehicles, recycling locations, or dump sites, its home depot, etc. And based on these costs, it has created a complete logistic plan for the day, the next day, or the days after. It will continuously recalculate the plan and take changes like changed or new orders into account. And it also has the ability to give a time slot to an order. We have developed a cutting-edge solution that digitally transforms the manual plans into automatically generated digital routes, including the much needed overview. This without the need of a long and complex implementation, because the digital transformation is based on best practice and it carves out the need of a waste planner's client. It's a complete automatic planning solution and the ease of use of a simple browser client. The user training of the solution is a matter of days, and the same goes for the AMCS mobile web. The system offers the ability to automatically do order insertion and send back the ETA to the ERP. This is a great functionality when a customer calls in with an additional order and you can immediately give the ETA, but also select the collection time with the best margin. So what are the building blocks of the solution? The solution is made up out of various building blocks. Waste Planner as a black box, various web portals, and AMCS Mobile. So in your day-to-day operation, you will not even see the black box. As part of the delivery, the customer will receive the AMCS Waste Planner API. The customer will push data from its ERP or, for example, its Google Sheets to the AMCS Waste Planner API. And this information will contain order data, truck, driver information, etc. And this information is then correctly mapped towards AMCS Waste Planner Lite. And from the API, the orders are then sent to the pre-configured Waste Planner black box that works completely autonomously. The planning or the updated planning when it's an urgent order is automatically sent to the AMCS web portal, and after approval by the planner, it's sent to AMCS mobile web. Operationally, this gives the following solution overview. The order is automatically planned and the planner can view the planning, make adjustments, and then approve the routes. The route is then sent to the driver, and the driver reports on its activities, takes pictures and signatures for approved delivery. The planner sees exactly where the driver is and can easily respond to an inquiry from the customer. After finalizing its route, filling in the route debrief, mileage, and working hours, the information is uploaded for review by the planner. And once the planner has done its review and made some changes, the executed planning is sent back to the ERP for invoicing, reporting, or the information can even be used for self-billing. So what is the business value of the solution from an efficiency point of view? In general, we see our customers to achieve about 5 to 20% reduction in CO2 emissions, mileage, driving time. But the solution transforms the way the planner works. He spends less time on the phone with the driver asking where he is, and this gives him the time needed to speak to customers. What we see is that the amount of time spent on the actual planning is reduced by 50%, as well as time spent from order deadline to actual delivery. Less mistakes are made, and the solution gives a significant improved overview of the operation, as well as a much more flexible execution during the day. We see that our customers have an ROI of less than 6 months from go live, and we provide a durable and paperless operation. From a customer satisfaction point of view, there are various points of improvement you'll achieve with implementing this solution. There are no longer overlooked or lost orders possible. Customers will quickly receive an ETA when they have an inquiry. A decrease in number of invoice inquiries, and invoices are paid faster because of a good proof of service. Proactive handling of service issues and on-demand and just-in-time collections are just a few of these improvements. So, as a final part to this presentation, I would like to share a case study from one of our customers in the Netherlands with you, and that is Renewy. At Renewy, we have implemented our solution, our Waste Planner solution for optimizing the master routes and the operational roll-off transport. Renewy is based in the Netherlands, but it's active in 9 countries, and it's market leader in the Benelux. And it has approximately 1,400 vehicles and 8,000 people in its operation. They have the master routes for C&I routes and skip and roll off, which I've focused on for today. And they collect various waste types like bulky, construction waste, demolition, metals, and they have skip containers and roll-off boxes that vary in shape and size. And they have an on-demand service, and that makes the transport and the planning of it extremely dynamic. And then of course they have various vehicle types they use for the various containers. Before, all the skip and roll-off containers were planned intuitively. So they had a traditional Tcard system on the wall, and every day the orders were printed out and they were placed to each truck. And with such a system, you never see the exact time window of a customer because it's simply not on the order. And so they had a lot of poor data quality issues. And that resulted in a low quality of service. They had to do a lot of rework at the end of the day, a lot of administrative work. And overall, their routes were inefficient, and it was very hard for them to get temporary drivers into the operation and immediately start, because they simply didn't have the knowledge and the overview of what the work they needed to do. We implemented Waste Planner, and the benefits was that the planning was created completely automatically with the correct ETA for the various customers, so that led to improved customer service and less complaints. The ability to balance out the service level, including transport cost, and to see what profitability there was on a new customer before accepting them. In the past, that was always already a new customer was signed up in a contract, and they never knew if there was a profitability on the customer. With the system, gave the ability to look that upfront. Full overview of the transport plans before and during the day, and overall a large reduction in the administrative work. What the customer is willing to share with us is that they have a structural cost reduction of over 3.2% in their skip and roll-off business. We know we believe it's higher, but we are not at liberty to share that with anybody else. What it is, what that exact percentage is. Well, with this slide and this short customer case, we've come to the end of my presentation. I really like to thank you and hope you have a great exhibition over the next days. Thank you very much. And if you want to talk to me, you can contact me on my email. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Well, thanks to Martin for that lovely presentation of how they can handle construction and demolition waste with their software, with their company. And yes, that was the first day of EREC. Thank you so much for being here. Please head over to the booths of the exhibitors, especially AMCS, where you can get in contact with Martin as well and get all the other info you might want or need. And yes, I'm really happy to see you again tomorrow. We will start at 9:15 with our first webinar, and we've got a lot of nice presentations lined up for you with a lot of different topics. You can see them all under conferences on the EREC page and register for each of them, which is interesting to you. So have a nice evening. See you next time. Bye bye.